flow of this. I started the disassembly before I started videoing, but what I wanted to do was 3 things with my 10-inch DeWalt miter saw, and quite naturally it's unplugged, as you can see here. But the 3 things I wanted to do was, I primarily wanted to replace this 10-inch blade, and I've had this blade on here for about 5 or 7 years, and I can feel it that it doesn't have any more sharpness to it. And again, it's kind of old, it's worn, so I wanted to replace it with, and I'm not sure how many teeth this one had. I think 40 teeth in it. I'm not sure, it's hard to tell here. But I wanted to replace it with this one, which is a 10-inch 80 teeth precision trim. And I do more cross-cutting for like little projects where I'm not doing rough cuts for 2x4s, 2x6s for framing, but more where I want more of a clean cut, minimal tear out. So this comes in handy. I know that since this is not a combination, this would be better for rough cuts, but the type of cleanliness to the cuts I'm looking for, I really need an 8-inch. So one of the things I'm doing to this is replacing this with this. The second thing I'm doing is that my zero clearance throat that I had made previously had opened up, and you can see here there's a pretty large gap there. So even when the blade fits through there, it's still a pretty large gap. So I want to replace this with this new one here, and I made a couple of extra ones so that as I wear this one out, I don't have to go through the effort of making some more. So I got 2 spares. I can make more if I really need to, but that should be sufficient. And what how I ended up making that was to get a 1/4-inch piece of ply, and taking this for my existing throat, lining it up, and tracing the perimeter, and I end up with a cutout that I use to make these blanks here. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that I really wanted to replace the LED cut indicator, and this has been on here for some time now, and it had stopped working because it's operated by, even with the centrifugal force of the saw turning, that's what turns it on, but there's actually 3 batteries in there that illuminate the LED light. So I wanted to take this apart and replace this with 3 new, I think it's A76 batteries. So those are the 3 things. One is the blade, the throat for zero clearance, and the LED cut indicator. And maybe the 4th thing is I wanted to completely take this shroud off because it had gotten cloudy with dust that really didn't make it easily to see through there. And I ended up getting some car polish, spraying it in here, rubbing it in, and that hopefully makes it more slicker so that the sawdust was fanned through it easier than it was before and go through the discharge chute out to my vacuum system. I've already started this disassembly, and now I'm ready to start putting this thing back together. So I think the first thing I want to do is work on this battery replacement. still unplugged. Rotation is downward towards the wall. Laser indicator. Screw goes in, instead of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, it's the opposite. Allen wrench. This is a 3/16 inch Allen wrench, 3/16 Allen wrench. There's a little knob here on the right that you can't see, but if you rotate it, it'll catch, and now you can tighten it. Okay, let's reinstall the protective cover. Has two screws. The smaller screw with the shorter, smaller head goes in the front, and the screw with the wider head goes in the back. Should be able to see the laser working also. Just to test the tear out, I cut this on the top. Top of the cut, the saw came down on it. This is the back cut. It's a little tear off, not too much. And the bottom where you expect a lot of tear off. I think it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. This was a previous piece that I did before. And you can see the tear out. I did it upside down, but you can see the tear out. It's pretty bad on this one. This is with the old blade and the zero tolerance that had widened on me. So this tear out compared to this tear out.